Alright. Oh, meeting in order? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adopt the agenda.
I'd like to add a number 11, talk about my hours, administrator hours.
Okay, can I have number 12, so that we go to paper copies of the agenda, so we don't sit here with computers all night?
Oh, you
Or
mean-
the whole
The
packet of the
the
packet, yeah,
We just gotta ask one more.
Okay.
yeah. All right,
So move.
do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, consent agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, consent agenda,
So moved.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, open forum, each person wishing to speak has 2 minutes, anything that's not on the agenda. We have. Okay, yep,
I have two things. I was curious about the alleyways and how they're assessed, like, when I moved in 2021, we had bag garbage, and now we have those cartons, and the garbage person is going up and down the alleyway twice as much as they ever have before. And it costs more because I don't have that much garbage. But I was curious if there was a way that we could work it so that we just go one way down the alley, pick up the garbage all on one side, and not have multiple trips.
okay, can we talk,
We reach out to Richard?
are you asking if they can do recycling and garbage at the same time?
Nope,
You say they go down one way, truck come back, put in
Oh,
forward.
so we put it like
put all
alternate
the
parking
cans on
kind of?
one side of the road so that we just have one trip, 2 trips one week, 1 trip the next, you know, that
Yeah,
type of
like
thing.
even weeks,
Yeah.
even or odd weeks.
That would work, or if there was designated spots in one area or another, you know, something like that.
So one side of the houses would have to take them across the alley and keep them on the same side as the other people, basically.
Potentially, yeah, and, however it works out, I don't know, but it's just like, the alleyways are getting beaten up by these large machines, and I don't drive my big truck on the alleyway just to keep traffic down, you know?
And for record, can I get your name?
Tony?
Okay. This is something that these guys don't vote on, but we can definitely call over to Caledonia and talk to Richard Sanitation and see what they think, and then I can bring it back and let everybody know if that's an option.
Okay.
I'm sure they would love to just make one trip down there.
I would
Down
assume
there.
so, I would assume they would be
Yeah.
on that side, yes.
So definitely a question that we can ask them.
If they agree to it, then you would have to let people know that start moving your cans over here or wherever. Something would have to go out.
Yeah, we'd have to get people on board, and there's gonna be people who will buck the system, but,
Right.
you know.
I can bring the answer back next month to everybody.
And then, did you have anything else?
Yeah, one other thing, I was curious what the protocol is for, ticketing people in the city here for code violations.
I'll tell you what it is, because I'm the one who does it. If there's something that's against code within the city, because we drive around all the time, we have, if there's something that's against our ordinance, we take a photo of it, and then we send a letter asking the person to take care of this situation within 10 days, and if it's not, we go back in 10 days and double check it. If it's not, we issue a citation. if it's taken care of, we just mark it off that it's completed. So if it needs a citation, then we give our photos and the dates and all the information of when we found it to the sheriff's department, and they take care of the citation. So by ordinance, if we do this process 3 times, all 3 times they can get a citation. After the 3rd time, it's a court appearance. But as of today, I found out that we're the county is far behind compared to the city. So we have some people where their tickets are overlapping, like some might have 5 tickets. So I have just today stopped issuing any citations until we get this figured out. Cause we're doing our job on our end, but somehow it's held up over at the county.
Like
So-
the attorney's office, or where is it?
I don't know, because
Okay.
I've been asking, but I'm not getting answers. It's definitely the attorneys, it's not the sheriff's department.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for an answer back. I've emailed twice now. And
So is there protocol to make sure that, like, tickets are being handed out fairly and this sort of stuff, or is it just carte blanche with the people who run the city?
It's basically at my discretion. I go around town and anything that I see, and there's a lot. It takes up a lot of my time. These guys, if they ever wanted to know, they could always call and ask me, but that's pretty much up to my discretion. I don't run it by these guys. That's just part of my job.
Okay.
But if you ever don't agree with that, this is who you talk to, or if you wanna get a hold of the mayor and talk to him,
Or the other 4.
yeah.
There are 5 ones.
Yeah. Like,
Mayor
if
is only, it's nothing special.
you, I mean, if you don't agree with my process, you are more than welcome to reach out and talk to one of these guys. If there's something that needs to be changed or worked on,
Or if you have a specific complaint too, that you're worried is
Right,
not
if
being
it's something
handled,
you don't
like,
know about,
contact us.
feel free to
Contact
come up
anybody
and let her know
Right.
that, hey, this dude over here is.
No,
or maybe it's me,
not-
maybe somebody's mad at me and they don't wanna talk to me, maybe they feel more comfortable talking to you guys, so. But they're always available, and if you ever need their name or phone number, call up to City Hall and one of the girls will get you their information.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
Moving on to old business, daycare center, nothing right now, so. Maybe we can just move on to number 2. Houston County Sheriff's Department contract, I went to the meeting and commissioners unanimously voted for it, so. Contract is $220, whatever, 5 hours, so. Alright, moving on to new business. New fire hall updates, old fire hall discussion, and ambulance.
I can start out by giving you the update of where we're at with the new fire hall. We've been in contact with USDA regarding the funds for a new fire hall. We're working towards a design build contractor to start with. We will be getting together a RFQ, which stands for Request for Qualifications. Usually you want the lowest bid, but this one is the best qualified person for the job. It's a little bit different. So we're getting ready for the RFQ to send out to solicit builders. The
Who
RFQ,
decides that, the best qualified?
that's what, I'll keep going here. It's gonna be a group of people. So after that goes out, this type of build, the government wants to see good qualifying applicants prior to saying the dollars and cents. This is the first stage of the project. This could also take about 3 weeks to complete. Then we may have several other steps required to also complete prior to building the project. That may be about 6 months out if everything goes planned with no hiccups. So that means we have to put out this RFQ. We also have to do like test soil samples, feasibility studies. We have to get all this stuff done first. And then once we put the bids out, get our architect or whatever pulled all together, our general contractor, we submit all of that back to the USDA. And they're the ones saying it could take 3 months to get approval for them to be like, move forward with it. So there's a lot of work in the front end of all of this, but after we get to that point and they release us, then it's, so at that point is when we get the architect and the builder or whatever, and then they put everything out for bids, for electrical, stuff like that. So it's probably a good 1.5 year project out, wouldn't you say?
Like
It's
finish
not-
or start?
We're not gonna probably be starting until, I think they said, at least 6 months. Because after the 6 months, unless, we're waiting, that's the 3-month timeline thrown in for them to review it. But let's say they review it in 1 week and we get it back, probably not gonna happen, but whenever they get back is when we can start putting out the bids. So, it's all kinda dependent on how long we wait on them, so it could be 6 months when we put the bids out. And when we get those back, we'll go through them, and that's where we pick who we
So
want.
it might not even start building in 2026 at all.
It depends. 6 months is, we're thinking if everything goes good, with no hiccups.
Alright, on the ambulance side of that, I went to the board meeting on whatever, Sunday or a couple Sundays ago. And they want to pretty much know if we aren't going to put them in that building or help with housing them. They wanna start looking into turning the ambulance over to the city. And they voted for 4 people from the ambulance board to be on a committee and hoping the city will put a committee together to look into turning the ambulance over to the city. So there's a lot of discussion that we need to have about this. I mean,
So as of right now, the way you worded it made it sound like we can put them in the fire hall.
no, but,
I'm
no,
like,
like
we
if we
can't.
don't, if
No.
we aren't gonna work with them and make sure they have a home, they're curious on just turning the board over to the city instead of it staying with.
But we've never voted that we're not gonna work with them.
No, but they wanna know, a committee to look at housing, to look at, and the cost of what it would be to give it over to the city. You know, like, not so
And the
much on,
benefits thereof,
yeah, like I think some of the questions were, if it goes to the city, can they still have the board? And then the question was, do they have control over the cost in the townships? Because that's who's on the board now, is township members. So it's, yeah. Essentially, if we don't find them a house, they're gonna turn,
This happened how many years ago? We already had a discussion many years ago before. I can't remember if I was even on council at that time
We've
yet.
done it since I've been here too, previously.
That's what we did then. We were here for that. I mean, it was thrown out there at that time, because that's when they didn't have nobody to sign up. We went through all this stuff before with them. But then they didn't like the idea of letting go of control.
That's what it came down to.
It came down, they wanted to keep control of it, and they couldn't handle the city council being in control of the ambulance.
But we even had it worked out that they could still keep their own board, kinda like the library. But
Yeah.
it's still, didn't get very far.
Even though it's easier for them to get insurance that the city was run, it was city run.
I think that's.
We can change
what's
out
going
a lot of the-
Now is the insurance.
yeah, they've got insurance for this year, but every year it seems like a fight before.
Did they find out this week if they have to find something different?
No, at the meeting, they said they were good for this year,
Okay.
so they should renew in July or June,
And
so.
the city owned, or city entity, it'd be like, it'd have to be like the fire department, they'd have to have their rural board. And that'd be all they would be able to have. That'd be all the only say they'd have in it.
We also have to take into account staff time at the city.
Yep, then we could have somebody trained in the city for billing.
Well, I think they're pretty happy with who they have right now, from what I understand.
Yeah.
You know,
They
it
were
was all,
be- they
that was
were
all
before.
discussion how many years
Right.
ago, we had this.
Great, they
talk
were
many
before
times.
when we talked to them, but I
I
think they
think they
found
were in
somebody
a
good
very
now.
different boat before
Yeah.
than they are now.
So I guess they asked me to come and see if there's two of us and some city employees on sitting down and talking about this. Are we interested in it? I mean, I think we've gotta be interested, we can't let the ambulance just go by, you know, so.
I think you should
Still
vote
in
on
the
it.
conversation. I think it's still worth conversation.
Yeah, like, we just need to have this, we need to sit down and talk. They wanna open the door, they don't, and have the conversation, so. Do I need a motion that we put a committee together? And,
Well, first motion, if everybody wants to go down that path, once you get that, then motion for committee.
Because my question would be, are they willing to work with us this time?
it sounds like it.
Because last time it was a lot of I want. This is what we can do for you, this is what they wanted, we can do that for them.
Yeah, I think there needs to be.
I hate to be that way, but that's the way it was.
And, numbers or something, you know, like, at what cost to the city, or what, you know?
Yeah, right now I think it's 20,000 that they, per capita for the city. Like they set their rate per person, and then the rest is township, and then, well, they bill Medicare and Medicaid and all of that, so they do cover some of
So
their
we gotta,
own.
then somebody's gonna be in city hall then, and billing, and they have to go through a whole new bunch of stuff, do that billing stuff.
Well,
Because
or
you got
we
HIPAA laws coming into
have
play.
a ambulance manager,
Yeah, which
still
they
have
have,
an ambulance manager who we already have.
and then the same billing company they have. They seem like they really like them, they know the ins and outs of Medicaid and Medicare. Well, this is,
What I'm saying is, though, that, I mean, that's something that the city has to take on, we have to start budgeting for them.
yes,
Because somebody, they have no control over their funds anymore.
yeah,
We do.
yeah.
So,
But
I
these
mean,
are all
that's
the
the thing.
conversations we need to have.
You just brought up conversation piece, they want this and that, but they can't get this and that anymore. They have to let go of control. They can have a rural board, that's about it.
Well, you can vote to maybe go down that path, but before we agree to anything, it's definitely gotta be
Talked about.
talked about. more
Yeah,
discussion,
that's the
you know?
thing,
Right.
let's have a vote to make to open the discussion and set a couple people from city council that wanna be in the talking and have the discussion. My one question is, do all the ambulance EMTs, do you all become city employees then?
They have to.
And does it all work like that?
Yep.
So do I have a motion?
So how many cities own the ambulances and how many are still in
Think-
business?
One or
We're,
two?
there's only, there's a handful that are on their own yet with us.
I think the state of Minnesota, I think
Pretty
there's
much
two.
has to go that way.
You know, that's Caledonia been that way, Mabel's been that. I think Mabel, they're city owned yet, aren't they?
Yeah,
You've
they're
made
city owned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
City run. Yeah, say Spring Grove, there's only a few standalone companies out there in rural communities.
In the whole state.
In the whole state, yeah, it's very few
Two in the
now.
whole state.
Like a positive thing, if they were with the city, like I'm constantly writing grants for the fire department. I could
They
do,
get funding.
could be doing the same for them, and if they were part of the fire department, they'd be moving up there right now with them, but they, back when we started this, they didn't wanna be part of the city. So when I wrote the grant, I wrote it for the fire department only, cause that's all I have control over. So the ambulance, some people got a little upset, they thought I was purposely leaving them out, and I wasn't. I could only write for what the
They're
city
not a
has.
city entity, they're doing it for them.
So if they would have been part of it, they'd have a new home right now coming their way. But that's where the little hiccups came into play. Cause I have to justify where every penny goes for this, with those funds.
I know we've been on this road more than once, in my 7 years as chief, we got brought up at least twice. Now it's coming back around again.
It seems like it's more, granted, I wasn't around 7 years ago, but it seems like now it's, cause was it last year or 2 years ago that they had a horrible time trying to find insurance, like down to the wire on it.
Well, with
where-
insurance, it was manpower, cause you have to have so many people. to get
Yeah,
it
if they
going.
miss so many.
The other part of it is we'd be able to hire
Coverage.
younger people in
For
the city
insurance.
because of the insurance. And right now, that's a huge downfall of them being independent.
So for the future of the ambulance, they almost have to. It almost has to go to the
It's
city.
more stability overall. I
And
would
it's
say.
not saying it's gonna happen in 6 months or, but let's
I make
figure
a
it
motion
all
that
out.
we have a further discussion, set up a committee and
Okay,
I'll second it.
alright. So, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Alright, so, who wants to be on the committee?
I'm on every committee.
I guess I'll go,
I would do it, I don't know if it's a conflict of interest.
If I was you, I'd stay away from it.
so I think we'd be hiring.
Right, that's what I'm
True.
saying, I
Yeah.
Right.
don't
If
think
I was
that I
you, more,
can
I'd
do
stay away
it.
from that one.
So you two are the oldest and probably need it sooner than me do, so.
It's
You two pick. Just,
silly for me to do it, and he's got 3 years left.
just going off numbers here, you guys are gonna maybe be in there before me.
I don't care,
Are you?
if I can fit it in my schedule.
Alright, me and Slick and Jana,
Yeah.
alright, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Alright. Moving on, Parks and Rec voted to approve door wraps on restroom at Viking Park, requesting approval by the city. Anonymous donor will pay for the expense. Has everybody seen that?
Yep, I make a motion to approve them.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Aye. Personal thing? It's not that
What do you need here?
Ollie?
Yeah, right back there on the table. Agendas?
There's one right here.
Alright, polling place assembly grant. Is this for the festival?
Yeah, Aaron Conkle applied for a grant for the polling place, which is our first building, amount of $5,610.95, and she got it. And it will be replacing the 2 south doors on the first building, not the kitchen, but the one next to it everybody uses, and then the one towards the city shop on the south end. So this is just for information that those doors are ordered and will be coming in.
Okay, we don't need to vote or nothing.
Nope.
Recommended to hire fireman Jim Norman.
So moved.
Second.
Who seconded it?
Morgan?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Alright, early care and education grant submitted by Jana Helton.
I tried getting money to buy the daycare building, but it didn't work.
I see that.
So, I applied, no go. That's just information.
Zoning permit,
Should be,
permits?
Wow, we said 2 of them.
2 of them?
Driveway addition and a
Fence.
David.
Make a motion to approve them.
We don't have to already approve.
Oh, great. Do it.
That's just to let us know that they're doing it right. Alright. The fun one. 2026 city council appointments. Me and Eric are on the EDA for 2 years, I guess. So the rest are up for Parks and Rec.
currently we have Mike.
I'll stay there.
You like
I like that.
that. I thought we were gonna trade.
There you go, thank you.
Do we need to vote on these, or
Yes,
can
you
we?
do. Yeah.
All in favor of Mike on Parks and Rec?
Aye.
Aye.
Alright, do we get a second?
I'll second it.
He nominated
I wanna volunteer
himself.
for the next one.
Zoning,
Do it again.
Yeah, I would stay with it if nobody else.
unless you want it.
So, do we need a second on that?
I would just put them all at the end instead
Yeah,
of one
can
by
we
one.
just do it
Alright.
all, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Hold on. Oh, give me 1 second here, I gotta get caught back up.
I'd say just keep as is.
Okay,
Council liaison, the administration, who wants that one?
that was you. Sure, nobody else wants it? Anybody?
Okay, thanks. Fire,
That was Trent,
police,
that was Morgan,
public works,
That was Mike, wasn't it?
that was Mike,
Okay.
swim center,
Morgan,
summer rec, or is that the same thing, same one?
that's the same one.
Marty, do you wanna get rid of something?
Morgan was also the library.
That's what I was thinking. I'll take
I
summer rec.
don't really care, the swim center, summer rec stuff is not much. So.
Oh, alright, then keep it. Library?
Yeah, keep that one too. I'm guessing you don't really wanna have this conversation, so.
Nope. And I can't read a book, so I don't know what's good on library. Pro mayor term,
Mayor Pro Tem.
That was,
mayor pro tem.
that was Trent.
And if you want it, you can have it.
Alright, Trent it is. Union negotiations committee, who is that?
We need two, right now it's Mike and Trent and myself.
Perfect.
I like it like that. Fire hall expansion committee, which really should be called new fire hall.
Right,
We're not expanding it, are we?
no, so that whole project is now done, now that this happened, so it should be renamed to Fire Hall, new Fire Hall build. But we already have a committee for that, cause it's myself, Tim Hershka, Josh,
Right,
and,
Andy's
Andy.
hiding behind you back there.
So there's no city council members on there?
No.
Fire liaison.
We can put a liaison on it.
I'm the fire liaison already for it.
Probably should be that one, cause he's in construction.
And you're gonna be here for the 3 years that sounds like it's gonna take to build it.
Yeah. It's not gonna be that long.
Sure. Thanks for.
So you're putting down that as Mike and me again then,
For the Fire Hall
whatever you wanna call it.
build,
Yeah, new fire hall build.
yeah, here, Trent. Mike, so, okay,
Zoning administrator,
that's always me,
perfect. Deputy zoning administrator,
that's always John.
alright. Do we have any questions on that?
This is so moved to approve appointments.
Second.
Any discussion?
You sure you don't want nothing?
I got one.
Sure you don't want something? Mayor Pro Tem?
Make a motion.
Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right, alright. Oh, the fun's. Smith grant,
Alright, I need your guys' direction on this one. Cedar wrote a grant for the EDA, and they received $20,000 to go towards staffing costs, and it was supposed to create an online database where we put all the information in, like, anytime one of the ladies would go meet with a potential new business or an existing business, all the information they obtained was supposed to go into this database. And then, in the end, it would have been something that should have been accessed by the public. So the funds were supposed to go towards purchasing the database, getting up and running and inputting all of the additional information. And from what I could find, or I should say, I cannot find that there was any database that was created. And the $20,000 was a check cut to CETA for, first quarter payment. So I reached out to CETA and I asked them to provide the data information to us that we were supposed to have gotten for that $20,000, and they have said, if I want that information, that I have to pay, or the city would have to pay $101.50 an hour for them to go through the files and see if they can find it. And I responded back to them and said, I don't feel that we need to pay $101 an hour and 50 cents for something that we already paid $20,000 for and didn't receive the product for it. So there's been a stalemate, there's no more conversation in between us anymore, and my options at this point are, this is what I want you guys to determine. I go back to Smith and ask them, tell them what happened, and see if they will possibly forgive the $20,000, or we may have to possibly pay it back.
Did we get it?
Yes, and we paid it to CETA for their contract, the first quarter payment.
Sick of beating this dead horse.
I forgot what I was just gonna say.
So
So when
essentially,
we
they
get
gave us,
rid of
they gave us $20,000 for a product that we never received, but they want.
They have paid for a product that we didn't get back, we didn't.
Yeah, but now, beyond that, but now the grant people are wanting to see the product that we were supposed to have. We don't have it.
And so, oh, this is what I was
So
gonna say.
basically now we're double out $20,000.
Yes, so I talked with our attorney about it, and we went through all the specifications, and it is impossible for me to recreate it. Cause I thought, can I recreate it before the end of this month? And we went through it, and it's impossible, because I would have to have access to their personal planners to put all this information in, so it's impossible to try and get it done at this point. And so it's either we ask if they'll forgive it, or if they say no, we may have to pay it back, or if you have any other things you want me to try, please let me know, but it's due by the end of this month.
Don't answer the phone calls.
So who's in charge of CETA? And I thought we had dropped CETA.
We did, this was when they worked for us,
Right.
and it was their project that they,
Was there any overlap of time or something? I mean, did we
No.
pay?
this was back in 2024.
And now that we dropped them, they will talk to us for less than $101.50 an hour.
Yes.
Wow.
And it also wasn't on, from what I could tell, it wasn't on any paperwork given to us that, we had to complete it. Cause we got a list of tasks that we still needed to complete after they left.
Well, best case scenario, you reach out to Smith and they say, okay, you don't have to pay us back, but
That don't work, what are we gonna do, we just need to pay them back.
yeah.
Is it worth it?
You can write a letter.
An hour's worth of CETA's time to try to find it? You know they ain't got it.
Well, if it's the same files that I have, it's not in there. Because they said they gave me all their files, and it's not in there.
So they would charge
And-
you 6 hours and say, no, can't find it, now you go with 6 hours.
Right, and our attorney said reach out to the one who worked on it, which I have, and I've heard no response back by phone, and also they no longer work for CETA anyways.
Can we,
Sue 'em?
It's starting to sound like a fly-by-night company, actually.
can we budget, recommend to the EDA that they budget $500 to pay CETA, or let's say $550. Pay them for 5 hours to try and find this, and if they can't, then we're gonna have to try and find a way to pay it back.
Then we're all 20,500.
But each of them,
I don't, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't,
this is the company that just keeps on taking it.
Do we wanna stick
Slide it all the
$500
way
into seeing if they can find it? And maybe it is in there. One file was, instead of policies, it was police, right? And then we found it, so maybe it's was mislabeled in a,
Yeah, my question
But-
is, why wasn't this
But
better
there's no
taken care of or
database, the
something?
database should be in my possession and
It's not
online,
there.
yeah.
there is nothing.
So why isn't there, why wasn't it better?
And so you can go look through your files all you want, but if I don't have something online for any business owner to pull their information off, it's not there, it doesn't exist. And that needs to be there by the 30th or whatever, the end of this month.
Alright. So how do we pay back $20,000?
Tell them the check's in the mail.
That's why.
I think we almost have to just plead our case with them and say, you know, they really got screwed here, but this is what happened, then hope for the best.
Yep, that's what I'd say, send them a letter, tell them, explain them what happened, and then go from there. If they don't buy it, don't accept it,
It's
well,
next month, we
that's
just gotta
fine.
figure out where to find $20,000 at.
Is there someone you can call that you have before with them to explain what happened?
At
Needs
Smith?
Smith?
Yeah.
No, cause I've never had anything to do with it, it's always been them. My name's on it, so when it all falls down, it comes back to me.
Sounds like you got
You have
$20,000
an
to pay back, not the city.
See if they'll give us some time to pay it back too, or whatever, or if you gotta come up with the whole,
The money was taken but spent and, you know, paid for it probably, we didn't get it back. We just gotta find a way to recoup it back somehow.
The organization that we hired to do it didn't do it, so.
Is that a motion?
I'll make a motion that we beg forgiveness from Smith.
Or her attorney about some way to get that back from Cena too.
We kinda discussed that briefly, but ultimately my name's on it. Cause when they write it for the city, they're writing it on the city's behalf. And my name,
Well, but Rebecca Terrell's on the board,
yes,
so,
But she don't work there anymore.
yeah, none of them do. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna point right back at me and say, why didn't you do this? Because they were in charge of it, which we will never do this again, ever.
So did we have a motion?
Morgan said to write a letter and ask for forgiveness.
I'll second that.
Gotta start there. I say, no, that's not.
see where that goes.
we can post it.
Okay.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Alright. Parks and Recs, memo to council regarding new dispensary within 500 feet of city park.
Kind of a long one, but they're here and they want me to touch on it, so I'm gonna hit some of the main topics on it without, because it's pages long. But, overall, Park and Rec is in, consideration of this business. In the beginning, we thought there was a lot more financial aspects that the city could capitalize on, but some of that has gone away. Or all of that has gone away for the most part, not all of it, some of it. And so they're still in support of it due to foot traffic. They were looking at the city's economic and fiscal interests, expand its tax base, support employment, encourage private investment, attract new commercial businesses, and increasingly difficult nowadays due to limited populations, workforce constraints. The dispensary is a market-driven opportunity where private investment is seeking new locations, allowing Spring Grove to benefit economically from this. I'm going to take out all of the information we had in there for all the city's benefits, because a lot of that was done at the end of December of 2025. So I'm not gonna touch on that right at the current moment. There's over, at this point, approximately 72,000 active patients with their medical cards in the state of Minnesota. In Iowa, there's approximately 48,000 active patients. Wisconsin, it says, and what we were looking up, that there's none, but people still would come over and purchase items. Let's see here. I mentioned job creation. They operate under strict state regulations. We have the authority to put what type of zoning location we'd like to put them in. We can also, in our ordinances, put any stipulations that we'd like to have in there, like hours of operations, things like that. I'm going to read this part, because that's kind of the nuts and bolts. It is important to recognize that a cannabis dispensary serves not only adults seeking recreational cannabis, but is also many residents who rely on cannabis for legitimate medical needs. Patients with conditions such as epilepsy, seizures, Parkinson's disease, chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, cancer, and other serious illnesses depend on access to medical cannabis for symptom relief and improved quality of life. By allowing a licensed dispensary, Spring Grove would provide a safe, legal, and regulated access to these therapies under medical supervision. This supports community health and wellness while reinforcing and serving recreational users. Additionally, regulated dispensaries help reduce the risk associated with unsafe cannabis purchases on the illicit market, which can be contaminated with dangerous substances such as fentanyl, posing serious health hazards to users. And I will say that my son, as an athlete, was one of the ones that had to be Narcaned because he came across fentanyl as an officer and still has issues because of it since that happened. So it's dangerous for people getting this stuff out in the streets. We recommend the city council give strong consideration to approving the dispensary proposed by Adam Steele, who's here with us tonight. Mr. Steele has already completed all the necessary paperwork and holds the required state licenses, demonstrating readiness and compliance with regulatory requirements. Beyond this business, he has expressed a commitment to Spring Grove's broader economic growth by planning to launch additional unrelated businesses locally. He has also pledged to support community initiatives by contributing to local fundraisers and events. Currently, Spring Grove allows other businesses in town to sell non-smokable cannabis products, which raises the question of consistency and fairness in the local policies. Allowing Mr. Steele's dispensary aligns with existing practices while expanding economic opportunities and generating new revenues for the city. Denying this opportunity risks losing these benefits to neighboring communities that would gladly welcome such business. Given the legality, local support, and clear readiness of this applicant, it's Spring Grove's best interest to welcome this legal enterprise and positive impacts it promises. In conclusion, allowing a cannabis dispensary in Spring Grove serves the city's best interest by generating new revenue, retaining local spending, supporting jobs, and diversifying the economy in a challenging small-town business environment. Conservative revenue estimates and strong regional demand indicate the potential for meaningful fiscal and economic benefits, while local regulation ensures appropriate oversight and community compatibility.
So when you started this on number 9, it carried into number 10 on that.
Right.
So with that 10 being dispensary application, I make the motion to approve.
Nope,
It's-
nope, you gotta stay on this one, and we can't go to that yet,
Okay.
and I have a reason for that.
Okay.
And Adam knows this as well. We have to update our ordinance first.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So,
Make a motion to change that ordinance to.
So that's just a memo right there you gave, right?
that's the memo from Parks and Recs, and they made the unanimous decision that, if he needs a variance of any sort, which he doesn't, but if the council wanted to, they could put the square footage in for how far they wanna be away from parks.
Yep.
And they said to give a variance for him. I mean, if you think about it, it's legal, and what's right next to, we have 4 alcoholic places right next to 2 parks, like right across the
We need
street.
more restaurants if we're gonna have this.
Yes, they're gonna be hungry.
Sorry.
So what did you say, he's like within 25 feet of what the old ordinance was or something?
But
We don't have an ordinance for
I thought we had.
cannabis, we have the low.
the low potency, so the one that we have now, but we have to update it, that's what's coming next, was only for the non-smokable stuff. And so, which Quick Trip, Spring Grove Soda, Red's IGA, the Legion Post, they all sold this type of stuff.
The Legion isn't anymore.
The Legion just quit. But, so now that the smokable is allowed, now our attorney has this new updated ordinance that he said you can either keep the old one and add the smokable part in, or the new updated ordinance kinda combines them both into one. So we're better off,
That's what I was trying to look at last night, compared to the old one that we did how many years ago. Now is this, so we still have to do number 10, I guess, before we get that far.
and the reason why I was directed by council to come up with an ordinance a few years back was because we had another person trying to come to our city to have a business, and it fell through towards the end, but that's why it's already here, because we were ahead of the game compared to a lot of cities. We're behind the game because we don't have our ordinance updated.
Right.
So can I just ask, why was this brought to Parks before it was brought to the council?
We were just talking about it.
Alright, that's the memo. We don't need to vote on the memo, do we?
Does that, you wanna ask?
Well, yeah, no. Anybody got any other comments on Parks?
Parks.
We just brought it up because we wouldn't want, say if the ordinance was 500 feet and a park was 475, we wouldn't want 25 feet to be the barrier between a new business coming into town. We think
You
we.
do realize that, like, that the building that you picked out is the wrong one? You picked Rosita's and not
No, I didn't.
Norski's? The white roof is Norski's, isn't it?
No.
Are you sure?
Do you have the photo in front of you?
There's the vacant lot. There's the vacant lot, and that's,
That building was taken down, it's this one. It's still on there in Beacon. They didn't update it on Beacon. That building has since been torn down. That's one that had the apartments in the back. If you look online, Norton's has the porch on the back. I think it's still that way today, they still have the building standing.
alright. Any more discussion?
Well, it's nothing, it's just another one, I guess.
Yeah. So do we wanna move on to the application for the LMNO?
And like I started to explain, and I told this to Adam also, because we have to update our ordinance and plug a few things into this still, we can't accept his application until after we do this. And then next month, because it's basically a new ordinance, I have to do a public hearing to approve this new ordinance. Not necessarily him, it's the ordinance.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, we,
I make a motion to table Adam's application until we get this, ordinance review.
Any more discussion on tabling? All in favor, say aye.
Alright,
Aye. All opposed? Aye. Table till. Next vote. Alright, moving on to ordinance and policy.
no, number 11.
number
Oh,
11.
okay. Number 11? I didn't write it down. What did you do?
Yeah, that was my hour. I had something wrote down, I don't know where it went. So, I am out of PTO. And I'm salaried, so I was under the impression when we talked before, well, I get paid no matter what, if I work 40 hours or not. Since I've been here for the last 4 years, I've never, pretty much never, ever not put in 40 hours. It's always more than that. And I had a few things in my family come up recently. I mean, obviously I just got back from a vacation, but I'm short PTO hours because I had a few things come up that I wasn't expecting. I had something happen to my dog and something with my family. So because of that, I'm in the hole. And I do have something pretty important in my life coming up next Friday, buying a new house. I really should be there to close on it, but I don't have PTO to take off of work. So, it's a wrong day for you to come.
I'll be
So-
back next week too.
According to our policy, flex time can be approved for certain circumstances. Usually it's if somebody needs a little additional work or something pops up unexpectedly. So I'm just asking, could you guys please show a little flexibility this one time for me to make up my hours that I'm missing within the next pay period? Which
So
is,
you'd like me to grant you the 30th off, is what you're telling me?
I need the 30th off, but I need your guys'
Didn't we,
approval.
we had this discussion earlier, didn't we?
Yes, but we all thought,
There's something about it that
we all thought that it doesn't matter if I don't have PTO or not, because I still get paid. But in our policy, I cannot take off work unless I have PTO. So, but I could put
Call in
90
sick.
hours, I could put 90 hours in 1 week, and if I have a hair appointment for 2 hours, I still have to use PTO. So I've been burning through my PTO like nothing, because I thought, well, it doesn't matter, if I run out, I still get paid. Well, it does matter, because now I can't take off work.
Do we have a motion?
Make a motion.
I'll make a motion to grant you another day off.
On the 30th.
Do we need to look into, with that motion,
Well, I think
Look
it
into
kinda came
this.
down to everybody kinda thought that too, if they put in overtime, they could take a little time here.
is that something we need to reconsider, like
We need to
making
look
I
some
can't.
hours?
I'm
I
expected to
think
put
we need
overtime
to-
in.
Table this,
Mean, how much you wanna pay us to deny this?
Table it to the 31st.
So let's make a motion, somebody make a motion to allow next Friday off, but then dig into this and figure out, if you're working 50 hours,
No, I can't. I have it right here. Salaried employees are required to use PTO for any scheduled time off, regardless whether they have worked more than 40 hours in that same
That's a
week.
problem.
Is that a state law?
No, it's
No,
something that's in
That's our
our,
ordinance.
it's in our policy.
And then the
Is
other
that
one
something
says,
we would look at changing?
and
is what-
there's been many times, because I have scheduled meetings tonight, I have scheduled meetings till late tomorrow night, where I might have, just say 60 hours in 1 week.
Should've got 8 hours in the office today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'm back at 8 o'clock in the morning, but I still have to use PTO if I take my dog to the vet.
Let's just go with the motion to let her have the day off.
Can I, but
And I
I
made
need,
that motion.
And then you can figure out,
I'm asking to flex my time to make up the hours. That is an option, but it has to be approved by you guys. I'm not asking just to have the day off. I'm willing to make my time.
okay, but then that's it for the rest of the year.
That's fine.
Use it up in January and be done with it.
I'm not trying to set a precedent, and I respect our
I will make a motion
ordinances.
that you're allowed to flex your hours next week.
Second.
Be done.
Or,
I
well,
think she already
Or
started,
should, and I'll second it then.
Morgan started a motion.
make a motion that you can flex your time to be off.
Do we have a second?
I just seconded it, but he's looking, he's glaring at me. I know who your new neighbor is, he's a nice guy.
Not as nice as me, but pretty cool.
Alright, any more discussion? All in favor?
Okay.
Aye. Alright,
Um,
I just passed it back here, just like.
We also have number 12 paper
Yeah.
copies.
do we just get paper copies
Yeah,
instead of
can we-
computers not
I would-
working? Do we have a motion on that?
Or we gonna do something with her
I'll make a
computers?
motion to get paper copies.
I will second it.
Any more discussion? We carry one. Alright,
I like trees, I don't like trees.
trees belong in the woods.
Not
Alright,
even here.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Alright.
Easy that's gonna be.
Can you double print them? Double
Double
side?
sided.
Double sided?
I will, I can't for now. I don't know how I put in my system, but I
Alright, moving on to chapter 310, regulating the sale of food.
can. Let's hear you say it. Give it a whirl.
I retired. Brought it to the city of Spring Grove.
How do you say it? Tetrahydrocannabinol?
Tetrahydrocannabinol.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, just like that.
He
Bad.
said it. What he said.
Replace with new and updated ordinance, chapter 310 cannabis ordinance recommended from the state of Minnesota. Add on amendments.
I have a copy that I gave all of you guys where some of the things I could answer for you. Because it kinda comes from a planning and zoning standpoint and meets up with our comprehensive plan. But there are still some items on here that I need your guys' opinions for, like on the second page, under 1.4, says insert the name of local government or designated official. I put myself down,
Yeah, thank you.
okay? Under 1.5, under definitions, cannabis retail business, a retail location and retail locations of a mezzo businesses with a retail operations endorsement, micro businesses with a retail operations endorsement, medical combination businesses operating a retail location, and or excluding lower potency hemp edible retailers, and I put and, it should be both.
Yeah, because we already allow the potency stuff, so this is where you're talking about it combines the two.
Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so the lower stuff, like,
The
the
non-
license we've already given out for the year.
Are still valid,
Yeah.
it's just we're just adding this part in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Section 2, registration of cannabis business, under 2.1. Any state licensed cannabis retail business that sells to a customer or patient without a valid retail registration shall incur a civil penalty of up to $2,000 for each violation. I just put, leave it,
I'd say leave it.
Yep,
That's the fine for unlicensed?
yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be like selling the minor.
Yeah.
That's why I read it.
Under 2.2, compliance checks prior to retail registration. Prior to issuance of a cannabis retail business registration, the city of Spring Grove shall or shall not conduct a preliminary compliance check to ensure compliance with local, I feel like a sentence is
There's something missing there.
missing there. I'm assuming it says local. Is that preliminary compliance check?
Zoning?
Yeah, with local zoning, but something along that order. I put,
Tires can be set.
I circled it probably shall. And now,
I was just going in here on the package to see what was actually in here.
right. Now remember, this doesn't mean that this is all being accepted, we just have to get the ordinance into place for a public hearing next month.
Right.
So, this still could be turned out, but we have to get this in place. So, just because you guys are filling this in doesn't mean that,
It's not gospel yet.
right, it's not gospel. So I put, we shall conduct preliminary compliance checks. So, like, we've already done that with them, we've already done compliance checks, we've done a background check on him. We sent that over to the sheriff's department, so I think you should, okay? You guys agree? Okay.
Sure.
Okay, down at the bottom, 2.3.2, application submittal. This is where, so we ask currently right now, we ask for the full name of the property owner and applicant, address, email address, telephone number, parcel ID, where the registration is sought, certifications, showing that they're legitimate with the state and everything. This is where you can insert anything else that you would like to see if there is any.
Just have this trying to pull up his application out to see if there's anything else to look
Oh, yeah.
at. Let me get it to work.
Who does a background check on that?
Sheriff's Department, and they've already done it. Do you wanna see it? I have it right here.
Because then My guess is the sheriff's department has to do that, and he's already been approved for the state, correct?
We have a copy of his preliminary license approval, which is, he's gonna get the other one later in the
Yeah.
mail. This just states that he's got it.
Okay,
He just doesn't have like.
I'm just
the-
asking me if that's something that he has to have that, I'm guessing you have to have your state thing before the sheriff does the background check?
No,
or
no,
do
no,
the
no,
background
no,
check?
basically, I need you to have your ordinance to get the state thing.
Yes.
So I'm
Oh.
waiting on you to get my
Oh.
final state
Go to
approval.
finish it.
We can't ask for anything from the state then, because you need our stuff.
I need you first to get the final from the
Okay, I
state, yeah,
understand.
but it's pending, they're just waiting for you
Waiting,
guys,
okay.
basically.
I'm glad I asked the question, then,
Yeah,
so you know how it goes.
exactly.
I guess, after looking at his application, I don't think it's no different than a liquor license, really.
And I'm assuming back when I put that together and we put all this together, I probably got it from League of Minnesota.
I think we did.
Or somewhere.
I just remember when we did it the first time, I know the county called over and asked why we were doing it.
Yeah.
It's only because you don't have one yet, so we were trying to get ahead of the county.
Yeah.
And when the time came, then we'd have to change it.
Yeah,
I guess time showed up.
and now it's time to, okay,
Because I'm fine with leaving up, not requiring anything else, anybody else on that one?
next one under C. Once an application is considered complete, the city of Spring Grove shall inform the applicant as such, process of the application fees, and forward the application to, probably should be me, so I got my name on it, okay? And then 2.3.3, application approval, you need to basically pick one. Optional A, a state licensed cannabis retail business application shall not be approved if the cannabis retail business would exceed the maximum number of registered cannabis retail businesses permitted under 2.6. B, a state licensed cannabis retail business application shall not be approved or renewed if the applicant is unable to meet the requirements of this ordinance. C, a state licensed cannabis retail business application that meets the requirements of this ordinance shall be approved.
I need to step out again.
I would say just pick the option A, because we can, that way we can limit the establishment of time.
Yep.
So do you wanna go to the 12 per capita?
But there's like one dispensary for 12,500 people.
Yeah.
That way, yeah, so then we limit it to one store that can sell.
Or it's per county? You can, if you go to,
It's per county, or I thought it
If
was per
we
city,
keep, if we
Brian.
keep going through
but if
here,
you keep, it says that, I think you can do it either way, per county or per city.
It says.
if you skip to 2.6,
Yeah.
optional, which I crossed them both out, the last one is us. The city of Spring Grove shall limit the number of cannabis retail businesses to the number of, you put 1, 7, 22. We could do whatever we want. You could also do one of the other two, where the county has one active.
So, yeah, you can do it both ways. So you can go by county, which would be if there's 18,000 people in Houston County.
Now, right, so
But if you wanna do the city of 12.5 or 12 and a half.
I think we have to go with their city, because if we do this, are we limiting Caledonia can't have one then?
No, the city gets the final say, but we can use the population count for the county.
So let's say,
Well, I'm just saying, with
If there's
18,000
already one
people, then
in-
if we had that, then we could be at 2 dispensaries for the whole county, we can't set the county precedence.
no,
No, but we can set the precedence in the city of Spring Grove,
But
so
we
if
can
there's
say
two,
that because there's already enough for the county
Mhm.
that meet that per capita, then we wouldn't have to accept another one, essentially, because.
Well, I say with the last one
it's
then,
already-
one for the city limit.
can you read that? That's,
No, I can't read that. You got a phone the size of a quarter. Blow one word up, that's all I can read. I can at least read it, I just can't see it. So, that takes us back to the front page again.
So then you going with A on that?
just go back to 2.33,
Yeah,
go with option A.
option A,
To go to that 2.6 section where we can limit it to one per,
so then you would do the bottom one on that.
on the 2.6, yeah, that's what I would
So
do.
if you read that, is that, cause when I read it, it says that you go by county or
You
by.
can't read those, that's why you didn't understand it.
I did.
Morgan's right, like, if you don't want, let's put it this way, if you
Yeah,
only
if
want
there's
one
two-
within the county, there's already one there. So you're basically saying, we don't want any in Spring Grove, like, we're good for the county. Or you can allow it in Spring Grove and either allow one,
Per 12,000?
It says we're not required. That's-
no, we're not required
If
to.
a county has one
I
active
don't think we need
registration
to
for every
worry
12,
about the county, how
the
many
city
in the
within the
county,
county
we
is
need to
not
worry about
obligated
what's
to register any
Spring Grove.
additional cannabis businesses.
Yeah.
So we're not obligated, but we
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
which,
If we
I say
must
though,
have
we went
10
to
of them, they can have 10.
2.33.
I don't care.
well, that's option A. So we can limit the number of stores in town.
Okay, we got that figured out, let's move on.
Well, do we?
I
I don't know if
We
we,
don't. Is that something that, we need to have a vote on somehow? I don't know, if we put pieces
So we
together.
can put our own, in that 2.6, we can put in our own legal
Number.
boundary. So if we wanna say, the city of Spring Grove shall limit the number of cannabis retail businesses to no fewer than one registration for every 12,500 residents within the county, then we aren't going to limit ourselves, but we're also not making ourselves have to have something either. Like, we kinda give ourselves the freedom there. If we don't use city of Spring Grove in both those spots, cause you can use whichever boundary
Mhm.
you want. But I just think that way we have the freedom of both sides, really.
Yeah.
Well, all three of these are optional.
you're looking on the point, 2.6 and 2.3 then.
Yep.
2.6. In my opinion, it should be,
So we're going off that one first and then come back to 2.33 is what we're trying to
Yeah.
register.
Yep.
That'll determine what we pick there.
So you're saying
so I think
bottom
if
one.
we do the first option under 2.6 with the city of Spring Grove in the first blank and then Houston County for every 12,500 residents within the county, that'll go with the state registration and then, or the state law, whatever, ordinance. And then we go back to 2.33 and we use A so that we have the freedom to do either way.
Yes.
We're not tying ourselves into one or the other.
So essentially what it would say is, for layman terms, if there are two registered in Houston County, we would not have to allow anybody to register one in Spring
It'd be
Grove.
at our discretion if we did or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the middle one then.
Yeah, it would leave our options.
Where we put insert Houston County and then we just put our city. That's one Janet crossed off.
Is it-
You can do
I
whatever
was
you
looking at the
want.
one on the screen.
Oh, you're looking at the paper, yeah, we're looking at
Yeah.
the paper one because we
Yeah.
have
Is that the one you want me to,
option B on 2.6, it's called.
I think it's option 1, wouldn't it? Or,
I have it,
it's different in here, because oh, yeah,
it's the
Yeah.
second one, right?
yep,
Option B, make a motion to approve option B then. The 2.6.
that's what I told it to.
That way we can, like you said, the
Doesn't-
population thing, but we can still grant one even if the county's already got to.
Yeah,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay, second then.
Did he second it, or did
He
he say,
did.
wait a
Second.
second?
Oh,
No.
second.
He said second.
Move on.
Alright, all in favor on that?
Alright,
Alright,
Okay, so then that takes us back to 2.33 and that does put us in option A.
A, yeah.
Okay,
What I'm understanding then,
yep.
so we're going to number,
On the next page, renewal of registration, under 2.4.2, renewal application. The application for renewal of retail registration shall include, but is not limited to items required under section 2.3.2 of this ordinance, and you can add anything else.
Alright, so it's a liquor license, I think we just go back to the original, as long as there's no violations.
Yeah, it
Pass
just
all
gets
the-
approved every year.
Like the same thing we're doing here, where we already asked for in the initial application. See anything about our terms?
So that, leave it.
Yeah. See what,
Okay. Next, under 2.6, limiting of registrations. Oh,
So we
just
that's
did
what
that
I
one.
just did, sorry. I found it. Found it.
3.1.
Section 3, out of 38, just kidding. Just kidding. Requirements for cannabis business. 3.1, minimum buffer requirements, and it says buffer requirements are optional. A jurisdiction cannot adopt larger buffer requirements than the requirements here in 3.1. So from a school, it's 0 to 1,000 feet, and I measured on weekend from the property line to the center, because that's where it says you have to measure, of this building, it's approximately 1,012 feet.
I say we change it to 1,020. Give me a little leeway.
No, he's already passed it.
I'm past it.
He's good. And these again are all optional, where you can,
Yeah, leave it 1,000 feet then.
you can do it with parks. A treatment facility, that's well far enough away.
So we can do parks and residential treatment at 500, and parks at 500.
Yes.
1,000
schools.
1,000 at schools.
Well, you don't have to do anything,
We don't have to. We don't have to, but we can put it in there.
but if you
Yeah,
want
Shit.
but I
to,
think,
you just can't go over these numbers.
300 and 200.
right,
The state lower.
Yeah, the state, I think, isn't the state
Well,
300 and 200?
Minneapolis and St. Paul did 300.
I know, the Crescent is 500 and.
They're 475.
475
They got a weird
and
number, yeah.
250, yeah. When you look at the map of the Crescent where it's not allowed, it's a majority of the Crescent.
It's,
not.
I don't even know where you're gonna open.
Yeah,
Like, well, unless you build a new building.
yeah, that one down by the stoplight.
Yeah.
is, like a good third of the whole city is, you can't have it.
Because of the schools.
Yeah, there's so many schools and daycares. And parks. So, do we wanna do 0, 500?
Yeah. You really sell THC price right across the street from the park.
No, I don't think so. And I heard the comment, well, they already smoke weed in the park. Well, do you want more? I would favor the 500 and
I would say
500.
500 and 500, but that's just,
But what is it in the park now down in the store?
It's on your paperwork.
Oh, 458, okay.
Viking Park is closer than that.
Oh, Vikings in the 390, Rovers at 426. I'll just do 250.
So 425 would be good, huh?
No,
No,
Vikings,
the
Viking
one
Park
was
is-
300.
Viking Park's only 390.
Oh. Jesus.
I just did 300 then.
I like the 500. I mean, the state of Minnesota gave us that power. We can always pull it back. I would,
Well, this is our chance to pull it back now though.
I go with the 300.
I can't operate if you pick 500.
Right. I go with 300.
I'm gonna go with 300 on this one.
I like the 500. I think just,
Alright, I'm gonna voice my opinion here. So you got a guy that wants to bring a business into town, and you're gonna vote his ordinance so he can't come into town. Okay, I'm a biker, I wanna build a damn clubhouse, and I wanna bring motorcycles in and sell them there. But you don't like motorcycles, so you're gonna vote that I can't do that. You're
It's legal. They're doing
taking
town
something
anyway.
away from Spring Grove that could be a positive thing, because you're worried about people that are already up there smoking dope, you're not gonna stop that. It's gonna,
Yeah. I
and
mean,
it's for
my
health
next-
reasons,
My
and
next door
it's
neighbors are
for,
smoking dope when they come home on weekends.
you know? You got guys, like he says, medical
There's no-
reasons, there's people, there's
Ordinance
elderly
saying it's
people
not.
that get that stuff. You know,
I agree,
there's,
So,
but.
you got places
I
sitting
feel
in
like
Spring
this is-
Grove that are empty, and you just wanna leave them empty. When
So-
somebody
so-
wants to move into
So
it.
you think that the potential of building a brand new library for how many millions of dollars right there, a cannabis shop right next to it is the best thing? Is that look
Cannabis
good?
shop ain't gonna be right next to it, it's gonna down the street or whatever.
Right next door.
They're talking about building a library in where the hardware store
And
is.
how long they've been talking about that, I have not seen anything come to fruition
It hasn't yet.
of that.
It's
I mean,
coming.
I think this got sold that we were gonna get all this tax money, well, originally we were getting 1%. And then the state of Minnesota took that away, and they're like, oh, it might come back, well, does anybody trust that St. Paul's gonna kick us more money after the last 2 months? I don't,
I think it's discrimination, cause it's already
I
being
do
sold
too.
right across
it's
the
not
street.
discrimination, because the state says we can do it.
yeah, but then, we gotta, if we're gonna do that to him, then we just gotta take it so we can't sell it anywhere in town.
Yeah.
So,
I
pictures
vote
gotta be taken out,
anything out that's at,
Everything
selling
comes
in these
gotta be
other
done.
stores, it's gotta go out of here too, so.
because technically, if we set it there, we gotta take away Quick Trip's license to sell it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the liquor store, whatever,
Yeah,
get it
they all
out
gotta
of
be
there.
gone. And every license you just renewed for the year, you're gonna go say, hey, sorry,
But
but we
it's not
screwed
the
up.
low, it's not the
No, it's
low
not that,
impact.
it's no goddamn different, because
It's the low dose stuff.
don't it really doesn't matter.
To be fair, low dose cannabis is far more risky. You can ingest an incredible amount without even knowing what you're doing. And it's more accessible, it's everywhere, kids can get it, it's just literally everywhere, it's not
They
less
get it in
risky.
vape pens and shit.
It's not less risky.
I mean, I think, these things are gonna pop up everywhere, regardless. You keep it out of Spring Grove or what, it's a thing that's gonna, I mean, that's just the way people are moving towards this.
I don't disagree with you, Slade, but I'm saying if all of this talk and all of this, it's not been done yet. There is no business, like, it's been done in other states, and I can talk to people that have lived in Colorado since the beginning and said it's a disaster. So, that's my opinion. Do we wanna be the experiment? I don't like to be the experiment.
We're not the experiment, because when Colorado started it, they couldn't tax it. We can tax it.
No, we can't.
No, we can't.
We can't ourselves, but the state can because it's legal.
We aren't gonna see any of that money.
Yeah.
There's no tax benefit to the city of Spring Grove, other than the licensing fee.
Any consideration to the increased, out-of-state foot traffic coming into Spring Grove and how that could benefit local businesses? Because I don't know about you all, but when I go somewhere, I don't just do one thing, I make a trip of it.
You know,
So like, I go disc golfing, that's what I do. I go get lunch, I go pick up some stuff at a store, since Kyla texts me, hey, pick this up on your way home. I gotta imagine people traveling from out of state are gonna do that too.
I do agree with you on that too, but I've also talking to some law enforcement professionals that say this will increase your petty theft. You know, that's the truth, that's what they say. I'm going off of what?
Depends on the studies you read. I've read countless studies that show crime goes down in states where they've legalized.
We
I
can
think
be,
anybody can
anybody
read
can
both
find a
sides of
study that
all
says
of
both
them.
things. This is my opinion, and that's what I think we should be at 500 feet. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion. And
All I'm saying though is if you believe that, then you're shutting me down. Don't even vote next month, because there's nothing to vote on.
Yeah, what, I agree with Mr. Steele there.
I just wanna chime in though, if there's other businesses that have even the lower grade, it's like, okay, you really are discriminating somebody that's gonna have more of a robust operating that also has a medical benefit. And so I think that if you're going to put the 500, standard out there, it's gotta be all or nothing for all businesses, and not just
Yeah,
for one.
now we're just making it all of a sudden that, like I said, it is discrimination, now everyone wants to thing, a variance, and
You're discriminating, yeah, cause he wants to sell a higher quality. You're saying the low stuff is fine for all these other places, but.
he's gonna be more regulated than
bring
Quick Trip
the
is.
good stuff in.
I think it'd be different if we didn't have anybody at all right now and we're starting fresh,
Yeah,
but we're,
we already have it in here. Make a
But
motion.
isn't the state discriminate then on alcohol? Pritchard can't sell true beer, they sell 3-2. So that would be Pritchard coming back to the state and say that they're
I
discriminating
don't know why
because
they
they
haven't
don't, because they don't have a separate entrance.
I don't know why they don't have it yet.
You can't, because you have to have a separate entrance into a liquor store.
What's that? I don't know why they don't
But so
have it.
we allow both, but we don't allow that, so is that discrimination then in that case?
So they can change it, they can really
Yeah,
store it.
that's Quick Trip's choice.
actually, it's good doing that.
They can spend the money and do it. And they can sell five.
Yeah, but I'm just talking back to your discrimination thing that, I don't really know if that's a valid, like, discrimination is, I don't think that's the best way to describe it.
No, the word's limitation, and the 500 feet distance is the same thing, it's a limitation, it's the exact
Yeah.
same application of law.
He's even more restricted than they are.
You know, and the other thing too is that, you know, you're looking at sole proprietors, whereas Quick Trip is a corporation and is gonna have different ruling and regulations based on their corporate level out of the cost versus these individual businesses.
Well, the liquor license is a state of Minnesota law that a liquor store has to have a separate entrance and cannot be connected to a convenience store or anything else. So that is the state of Minnesota putting a regulation on them saying they can't sell full alcohol, but liquor store across the street, kitty corner can. So it's a regulation that they put in, and it's no different for us.
I'm sticking at 300 feet.
Oh my,
So do we have a motion
I
or?
make a motion to split the variance to 300 feet.
I second that.
Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Aye. So do we have another motion?
Yeah, I make a motion that you set that 500 feet for Quick Trip or liquor store or whatever, I wanna see all that shit out of there too, then. You send them an ordinance that they're gonna have to remove their stuff.
We'd have to talk to the lawyer about that.
Well, whatever you gotta do. If you're not gonna allow it in this town, then I don't want any of it in this town.
Do we have a second on that?
Yep.
Do we need to talk to our lawyer and figure out how we do
You
that?
gotta finish the motion.
Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Right.
All right, what do you three want to do?
Do you want us under 500 feet? I think that's very clear.
I accept my defeat.
You can't, you have to finish voting. I have 2 yeses, the rest of you have to make your own decisions and vote for yourself.
All in favor? Or all opposed? Aye. Alright. We have another motion, is that under 500 feet, 400, 425?
No, hold on one second. Alright, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just think you just ran more than one business out of town, bud.
Janet, you can take the Parks and Rec.
Alright, so we'll make 500 feet, is that the motion?
don't tell them what the motion is.
No.
You can come up with your own.
We can make 18 motions and
I know, but you gotta come up with your own again.
You know, like what's looking at it, propose, when you make a goddamn motion and figure it out.
I make the motion that we make it at 500 feet.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed?
Nay.
Okay. Alright, what else is left in there?
Well, then you go on to what commercial district, or what districts you wanted in, I kind of filled all that out, and that's according to our comp plan. Hours of operation, right now they have Monday through Saturday, 8 to 2, Sunday 10 to 2. Is that okay?
What are off-sale liquor license hours? Or do you just wanna do?
I don't know, that's Aaron's ballpark. I believe it's, I don't know, say what
I'm fine with it.
I'm sorry, can I ask a question? So, if I'm following correctly, so you are or are not going to meet with a lawyer and then it's all or nothing, either there is cannabis in town or there is.
No, they can,
No, they
vote
can
it
set
down
the
to-
square, they can set the footage away from that, you have to be from parks. And they set it 500 feet, so this is closer than 500 feet, so it can't go here. But it's not set in stone yet, cause this hasn't been accepted anyway.
Right,
But let's say that we accept it next month, he could still be in town, just not within 500 feet of the park.
but then Quick Trip and all those other places can be where they are with their lower grade and still be,
No, if we approve this, they can't.
Well,
No, this is-
well, that's why I'm asking the question,
Because
because.
that one got denied, and the new motion was, the 500 feet where it's all gone, that was Mike's motion. To remove it all,
No, they
that,
said 500, within 500 feet of a park. Go back to 1.5 in definitions. Where it
So,
says, and lower, this and lower potency, so it has to cover them too.
Then we can go back and change that.
so the question then is then, yeah, you will have to go back to those businesses that you just granted that license to and then strip everybody of it.
We'd have another separate ordinance for lower potency stuff then too, so we'd have another ordinance for low potency.
Or can we just leave the
We
low
have the
potency
We have the
ordinance
low
in?
potency ordinance already, so.
well, we still have to have a new one in case somebody still comes to town
So
that's
then
not.
we
looking
change
for it.
this from excluding, from and to excluding lower potency hemp edible retailers.
Which one are you on? Can you show me?
Five,
Three,
1.5,
1.5,
definitions.
3.
Change it and excluding?
To exclude it, because it's currently and,
Yeah.
you have and circled, I would make
Okay.
it excluding lower potency hemp edible retailers.
Okay. Cannabis businesses are limited to retail sale of cannabis, cannabis flower, cannabis products, lower potency hemp edibles, or hemp dried consumer products between the hours of insert time here, insert time here. Well, you already said you're okay with the ones above.
Optional, so you don't have to do
Well, I think
that, right?
Brian said before, in the red up above, that's the recommendation. And Brian said before he was fine with those hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
We go over to 2 AM.
Long story short, do you want people to be able to apply for?
Do they have to apply for the same license that bars have to apply for?
Yes.
Till 2 a.m.?
Yes. But you can have your footage in there, or a lot of these things are festivals in downtown. So, the only place they can have it is not any business downtown. So you might as well just exclude the entire thing out of the ordinance.
So what are we on, leaving the times at 8 AM, just add the additional license?
Yeah, we're past that. We're on the next page. Section 4, temporary cannabis events. Same as a temporary liquor license, essentially.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was still on the other
Oh.
one. I was asking if they still have to file, like, when it's open till 2 AM, they have to get the special,
Oh, yeah,
the special
Yeah.
permit.
Okay.
yeah, they do. Same as what they do with the liquor license, yeah.
Sorry, that was my bad, I was on different.
Okay, so the next one is same as a temp liquor license. Same process we do now. But
Take it out, we're not allowed it downtown, so.
by the time anybody tries to apply for any event that we have, they'd have to have it at residency.
Right.
That's about the only place they can do
It
it.
doesn't matter.
So, do you even want this in there? Do you even want it allowed or not?
Say no. No.
Do you guys wanna vote on that one, since it's a little different?
I'd be fine.
We just don't allow temporary
Keeping it
cannabis
in there.
events.
What?
And we just don't allow temporary cannabis.
I mean, cause they could do.
Temporary
pop-up.
cannabis events are not permitted. Make a motion that temporary cannabis events are not permitted within the city limits.
Do you have a
There's that
second?
whole section right up.
Do you have a second? I'll second it. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Skip over that. I added the zoning districts in. I already have in place, the sale of low potency edibles is permitted in a municipal liquor store, which is the Lions Pub. I put a note already in place to keep it. Section 6, for local government as a cannabis retailer. I'm trying to think why I crossed it off. Oh, the city of Spring Grove
We
is
don't have
not,
any.
We are not,
We don't
yeah,
have
we
any.
are
it's
not
not
gonna do it
in
as a
there.
city, so I put no,
Right, but I'll bring it back to next meeting then.
and that's it.
Alright. Moving on to the solar ordinance.
Are you awake in the back?
What?
Chapter 1109, solar ordinance.
So initially, I brought this here because we talked about eliminating the ground solar mounts, but we still are allowing the roof mounts, the side mounts to the side of their buildings and stuff. But, then our meeting that we had, Scott Prowl from Viking Electric came and said by the end of this year, a lot of the credits are gonna be disappearing, so not many people are gonna do it after that. And so we decided to hold off on this decision until after the end of the year is here, so I have it back on, asking you guys again if you want to move forward with your initial thoughts of eliminating ground solar, or you wanna leave the ordinance as is. And I do have Pete here, if you have any questions.
So we're not allowing,
Ground arrays.
Just,
Right now, we allow everything, you can put it in your backyard.
what was the reason that we don't allow
It
it?
came up-
I don't remember this
Right.
conversation to be honest.
So initially,
Was it in here, or was it just in zoning? We
It
talked
was
about it, I
zoning.
think it was just zoning.
Well,
oh no, we brought it here too.
it might have been when we were on the
I
Trinity.
don't remember.
No,
I don't
She
think
was
I
here.
took maternity leave,
Yeah,
to be honest.
she's here. So initially, I came up with the solar ordinance because the council directed me to come up with one because people in town wanted a solar. So I put the solar ordinance in, and then when we were in planning and zoning, it was brought up that some people did not like the looks of it, the ground mounts. But they were okay with the roof mounts and the side mounts on homes. So then it came to here to ask the council, like, do you guys wanna eliminate the ground mounts and change the ordinance and just allow the two? Or leave it as is? And then that's when Scott Prohl said, just, it might fizzle itself out, so just kinda let it go until the first of the year and then talk
Okay,
about
I
it.
do remember him being
Yep.
like that, yep.
So then, that's why I'm bringing it back now to just talk about it again and see if anything's changed, anybody's thoughts on it. Do you wanna leave it as is, cause there's probably not gonna be too many more people?
I'm trying to open it up because it went offline again.
You want a copy of it, Trent?
You have anything else?
I don't have a
I
copy
got
of
it.
it.
You're just gonna listen to this page.
I feel like we should
Meet.
just let it be.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, guys.
It's good, bosses. See you guys.
I think homeowners solar is ugly, but I also really believe it's your property and you do what you want with it.
That's how I feel.
And somewhere in here it said if you can see it from the road,
Yes.
is it?
Shall not be visible from the public right of way excluding alleys.
Well, that's gonna be almost impossible. I mean,
That's-
That's
some
why-
angle, somewhere.
Yeah,
you're
that's
gonna
why
be able to see
I'm
it.
saying like,
I
you
do,
either
I
need to
feel
say
like,
yes or no, we need to eliminate that wordage in there. Because like where I live, if you can see it from the county road, which is 80 acres away, does that count? Which, so we need to just eliminate that wordage and say yes or no, we allow it, in my opinion.
Most cities are, you can't have them in a side lot on the sides of the house or the front, but you're allowed in the back lot, the back of the yard.
I think that's where we ran into the problem with like, you know, somebody, this guy's backyard, your backyard's right there too,
Yep,
and you don't wanna see it, you know.
yep. But I think that's where you apply for a permit, and maybe that's more on that case basis of a neighbor.
can we do it like we do the chicken permits?
That's what I was thinking.
How we
Get
have to get
permission from
permission
50% of your neighbors?
50% of your neighbors?
I would think chickens could piss off somebody a lot more than a solar array.
I would hope so.
Well,
What's that?
maybe,
Yeah,
maybe not 50% of your neighbors, but I don't know how you'd word it, but my next door neighbor on each side.
Or your backdoor neighbor if you have an alley or something
Yeah.
like that, or like say some places don't have an alley, just abutting backyards.
yeah.
Do you think that, kind of what I'm gathering here, maybe go back and look at the rewording again and bring it back to planning and zoning?
I suppose that's,
And see if
Are you
there's something.
in a hurry?
Well, I mean,
or you're looking to put solar up.
no.
Oh.
So we are putting it on on the roof of our building.
Oh.
We don't have any yard. Ours would be an example in the front yard, which it probably wouldn't look very good, but at our shop.
Oh, okay.
We're not doing it there, it's going on our roof. It's for a customer just on the north end of town, trying to do a ground mount there, and his backyard is all ag. So I mean, as far as hindering, he would be a great example of a long lot, it's way in the back of his lot.
Oh, yeah, that lot,
Yeah.
or it's gotta become part of the city, to make it happen.
So so part of this is then we would like to annex in his farmland into his property. But that's another day.
What's the turnaround, I mean, how soon before they start this project? Well, we got a little time though, because.
Yeah, the ground's froze, so it's no rush. But it's one of those two, then all of a sudden reminds me of this, and it's June, it's like, oh shit, we gotta do something here, so.
Do you have anything planning and zoning next month?
Oh, I can take it to planning and zoning and then bring it back next month for final vote on it.
Well, if they do change it, they do a public hearing on it again. It's gonna be March.
I guess what I'm asking is if it can what your current rules are, just stay. Cause besides this one, like we talked about, there might be no more, cause all the tax incentives are gone, for residential
It does
are
stay,
gone.
right, until we decide to actually change the ordinance, like it stays
Yeah.
as.
We can leave it as is right now, because as of right now, yeah.
Right.
If
So-
he-
so
as long
if
as he annexes that property in, he can put a solar array in, according to our current ordinance.
So so the way it's written right now, if it goes to planning and zoning, and someone drives over there and can see the red flag, then we would have to say of yes and no from the road, right? Or am I wrong in this?
Is there something in the wording about seeing it from the road?
There is, but that just doesn't make sense, cause
It doesn't.
That's my thing is either yes
That-
or no.
That verbiage is
I can easily amend just
crazy,
that
to be
sentence.
honest.
They said we sit up right back for.
Yeah,
I don't have to do a public hearing for that.
Here's for amendment.
It's just an amendment of the wording, it's not like new.
so do we just wanna change that and then take them case by case and, or get written consent from your neighbors?
Well, that's just a common courtesy thing, I think. Maybe just leave it as is and then handle it case by case. Just take out that visible from road underground array, especially I know where, you know, where you're talking out there where they have the room to do it.
Yeah,
Where you got somebody, this is somebody's backyard, then it'd be nice, you know, hey,
Yeah.
talk to your neighbors first.
yeah.
And not every property's the same scenario. I mean, we've run across that quite a bit in planning and zoning.
Most people like their backyards, who wants to put a solar array, taking up their whole backyard.
Well, and that's a big part. And to be honest, especially if you have a eighth of an acre lot in town, being real truthful with you, a ground array most of the time isn't gonna work anyways.
You ain't getting enough out of it.
There's shading is, so if you have that scenario where you're talking about a lot to a lot, back to back, in the middle of town, you're not gonna be putting a ground. It'd be a very rare, unique situation where you could even have enough sunlight there to
We
even
had one
have
person
one.
try it. They set some panels up,
And then you'd
Yeah.
have to, you'd have to ban
There's
your
still
neighbors from planting a tree.
put them on the roof. Well, it should, I mean, it's it's southern exposure roof. There's still a lot of trees there though, on the neighbor's side. A lot of shade on that.
We did one 3 years ago, a ground mount out in the country. This is a complete side story, but it was hilarious. We got done with it, left. 2 weeks later, the homeowner planted a row of oak trees right in front of his own array. I mean, he was on like 10 acres, so I mean, he had the room. And I looked and he had these cages and tubes. You have to be kidding.
New to himself.
Well, I guess he's looking at it's gonna be 10 years, I suppose, before he's.
Well, but then the cells will be wore out and by the time the trees get big enough to shade it.
So do we wanna change anything or just leave it as
I
is?
think just amend that sentence, right?
Yes, I have takeout verbiage from the lot. I thought you were starting the motion, either you or you, I can't remember, so I started writing it down, but I quit.
No, I didn't start no motion, I just asked some
Okay.
questions.
I make a motion to amend that sentence and leave the rest as is.
Yeah, so,
Alright, all in
Who's
favor?
second?
me,
All in favor?
I,
Aye. All opposed? Okay. Alright. Mayor, council, items brought up by mayor, council, for discussion, no action will be done. Next, regular.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks,
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Change meeting times to 7 o'clock.
or three.
I think we should start at 8 AM at this rate.
Right?
Dude, this is still faster than any EDA meeting we've had.
I just keep getting mixed up if it's 5:30, it's eating
Um,
at 5:30.
In all seriousness though, 6 o'clock really sucks.
I-
And it's just in my house, so if it's just me, I get it, but I'm just curious if anybody else would be up for 7 o'clock.
I have a hard time staying up past that.
Okay. I forget that we have Elderly here.
Alright, joint,
I have something to add.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, finish.
joint council meeting for Spring Grove School Planning Zoning EDA held Thursday, February 26th. Is that
Yes,
working with everybody here?
yes.
What is this for?
Just
Was this
to,
the last-
Were we doing last year?
the best
Yep.
building?
Well, that was something different.
That was something different.
That was
It's-
something we don't down here
It's
usually.
literally, each group just talks about like the city will tell them that we might have like a street project going from the north of the school past the pop factory up. like, that's our plans, and the school might be like, well, we plan on doing this at the football field, or, it's just literally just getting on the same page for 2027.
Yeah.
So it's not like
Did you do one
really,
last spring?
Yeah, we did.
I wasn't there for it if we did. I know the
Like-
thing at the fest building was the only thing I did.
Yeah, that's what, it was kind of that. That, we had
That
zoning,
was
planning,
that was
EDA.
CETA
That
doing
was something else.
some like
That was something else.
we had this one here,
community
Oh.
thing.
yeah.
I was not at the last one.
So it's just each group talks about what they've been working on, and, or when you talk about things, then each group could be like, oh, well, we can maybe help you with that. I mean, it's just good to kind of get everybody on the same page. It's nothing really formal, it's just chatting
Okay.
about goals. And then I was gonna add, wanna let you guys know that I've been working with MinDOT for a new street project, road plans from Second Avenue northeast, southeast, which goes all the way to Caledonia, and it's expected to happen October 1st of 2031. And at the same time, we're going to replace the infrastructure right there, because we did all of Main Street with the new Main Street project,
Yep.
but it stopped right there. So while they're digging it all up, we're gonna plan on doing it from there out. And then in the middle of all that, the big huge intersection, by Red's there, 4th Avenue. It's a terrible intersection, it's too wide. When you come into town, it's like this, so it's basically shaped like a NASCAR thing, so people naturally speed. So they gotta switch the direction of it. And then also the alleyways, are really steep, where the bottoms of cars out. So they're gonna raise the road up, I think about a foot and a half, all along there and level everything out. That's part of it, and then they're gonna put a sidewalk in, extending all the way down to Reds, so people don't have to cut through the grass anymore.
That'd be good.
And then they're working on slowing down the traffic by certain things between Reds and out past New Age that way for semis and everything coming in, so. But they did say they have $4.5 million of state funds. And if there's any one of these little projects that can't be done in this project, it doesn't mean it's not gonna get done later. But they're gonna try and fit everything in.
No roundabouts.
2031, you said?
Yes. October
That's
1st,
tomorrow.
2021. Caledonia is looking at putting their own boat in the same project. Maybe two. Let's see here, what else? There's gonna be better reworked crosswalks. I think that's it on that. And then also, just letting you guys know that our next construction project that we're working on is up in his neck of the woods in the northwest end of town. And that's what's going from the school up past Spring Grove Soda and the whole northwest end of town. And then in conjunction with that, it's the street by Tweeten, by Gunderson Clinic and Assisted Living. And they're looking at trying to get a crosswalk going across, it's flat, so if people have to go from assisted living across the street, it's flat versus these hills and everything. So we're working on this project, I can't say we, our city engineers are piecing all this information together and working with the landowners. But that's the next project coming down the line.
Okay. EDA meeting? There wasn't one.
That's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night?
Yep, tomorrow night. Yep,
It's at 5:30, or did they move it back?
yes, at City Hall, 5:30. City Hall.
5:30 to 9:30.
Parks and Rec,
We talked about our disc golf course, that's getting put together, our city guys have been doing a great job piecing all of that together. And we plan on having, kind of a ribbon cutting ceremony. We're hoping the week of Sitnamai and have our first tournament down there possibly. So we're still working on that. And then, we just talked about goals and budget items for 2026 along with, they picked out the door wraps for the doors at
I
Viking
saw
Park.
in the minutes, it said that they were over budget by $600. Where does that go?
Oh, that was, we weren't over budget, we were, well, technically, yes. So we had, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, say we had $5,000. We got all of our stuff done, but we don't have the signs in yet. And the quote I got for our signs puts us over that grant money by $500. But since then, I worked out with company and we got it under that, so we're within our grant money, grant funds, this is all grant funding, so I just worked with them and I got it back under our budget.
Planning,
Question?
I was just curious.
Yeah,
about that.
no, yeah.
planning and zoning? There wasn't one.
Nope.
Library?
Nope.
Didn't have a meeting?
Yes,
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second?
First and second right there.
Aaron?
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright, let me go stop this recording.
Thank you, Anna.
Oh, where is it?